Good morning. Giving my Friday reflection on a Monday, so boy, we're off to a great start. Now, things got away from me on Friday, and I couldn't really reflect on the week. Even though I did reflect, I just didn't record it. Last week's focus was on collaboration, some team building, and identifying ways to serve. And the way we did that is we did a collect and a connect early in the week where students identified problems in our local community. They had to connect at least two of them, and then given some very basic supplies, they had to create a game that helped to raise awareness, educate, or otherwise address the problem. And it was really based loosely on the Lemonade Empire game from Educade. So hopefully hope to connect with those guys this week to kind of talk about how they took that idea and actually turned it into a business. We did a lot of observations, see how it works, the dynamics of groups, see who emerged as the leader, see who the idea people, just listening to the dialogue, and we learned a lot about the students. We gave them opportunities to play each other's game on Friday and give feedback. So our hope for today and this week early on is they're going to internalize that feedback, sift through it, and then redesign or revise the game. So that's really what this first part of the week is about. Then we're going to go right into social media. What we really hope is that students walk away from not only this class, but more importantly the first couple weeks of class, understanding their footprint using social media, that it's either going to be your biggest asset or your biggest liability. Talking about the history of social media, how it's scaled so quickly, and how it can make or break your career, and that there's not many kids their age that are actually using it to set themselves apart in a positive way. So we'll talk about the major platforms, we'll look at some trends, we'll talk about that right now, even if they don't have their mission, they don't have their purpose, they don't have their idea, their service, whatever it is they want to promote, it's all based on you. You are a brand. And just like Pepsi and Coke and Apple, everything that they do as far as social media is very intentional. It's very purposeful. They need to start looking at it through that lens. Everything they put out there is a reflection of you, good or bad. So even in the early going, when you don't have an actual product or an idea or a nonprofit, whatever it is you're going to do as part of this class, you need to start connecting with positive people, retweeting and engaging their messages, and start giving. Gary Vee talks about jab, 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 right hook. Don Wettrick talked about it when he Skyped in with us last week, is that start by giving value to people. Hey, I love your mission. Hey, I love your product. Hey, I love your company. Hey, I love whatever it is. How can I help you? And that's usually going to come in a variety of ways, either money or media. So if you don't have the money to help further their mission, what you can do is help by sharing, by connecting. That's going to be something that they're going to need at some point. So the jab, jab, jab is give, 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 give. Then when it's time to ask, then you can go ask. But if you start by asking, that usually doesn't end up going well. But the one thing in mind is we need to give without expectation. So if you're giving just to be able to get later on, that's a slippery slope, and we got to learn how to navigate that. But this week's focus, as soon as we wrap up the games, what we're going to be doing is focusing on establishing or cleaning up their social media presence on the major platforms, and then we'll be ready to move on in the class. So everything that we do in the class, they'll at least have that platform to share their thinking or share what they're working on. So I might give a midweek update. Otherwise, I'm going to give one on Wednesday or on Friday. I'm not going to forget this time. So hope you guys have a great week.